So, all right, there we go. Now we're all set. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the link for Adobe Express. I'm going to put it in the chat. And I'm going to ask you to follow along so that way you can get in and get your account going if you haven't already. Even if you have, this is the way to kind of log in. So let me go ahead and get that real quick for you. Copy that, and I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, here we are. And there it is. All right, and when you get in there, let me start sharing my screen here. We're going to do a window. We're going to do this window right here, share. Okay, when we get in there, it's going to ask you how you want to log in. And you're going to want to log in with Google. So we click continue with Google. And I hope you can see my screen. I can't see you right now. So if you can, if somebody could pop in on the mic and say, yes, we see what you're doing. Since I don't have my counterpart here tonight. We good? We everybody see this part of the screen? You kind of go back a little bit. We're good. All right. We're good. All right. So when you get to this part, it's going to say you want to use a personal account or you want to use a school account. You're going to say, of course, school account, because most of with your Google, that's your YISD. So you click on the school account and it will kind of create that for you. And then you'll be able to get in. This is like what they call the home screen of Adobe Express. And this can be just overwhelming just looking at just the home screen of Adobe Express, but we're going to be looking at some really cool stuff today. So if you want to do something quick, there's a few different ways that you can go. There's a lot of different menus in here. You can choose one of the menus here at the top if you want to do a video or they've got lots of stuff in education. They've got tons and tons of stuff. What I like to do is I like to go up to the plus sign up here in the top left. And when you click on that, I hope you can see this. You'll be able to do all kinds of things. Now you can do a create and it's going to give you like this never-ending list of different things that you can do just in create. But I like to go to the quick options. So if I go to quick options, you're going to see that we've got, animate from audio. Okay, that must be a new one. Remove the background, which we're going to do first here in just a minute. I mean, there's a whole ton of them. What I want you to really pay attention to is convert to PDF. And there's also edit PDF in here. Now, if you remember correctly, Adobe makes the PDF, where you have to purchase the PDF version, right, in order to actually go in and edit PDFs. You can actually do that right here in Adobe Express. So you can edit PDFs, you can combine PDFs together. So there's two things that you can do that you would actually have to have that extra Adobe piece that you have to pay for. But now we get that within Adobe Express. That's something I'm very excited about. I've used it. It works wonderful. I'm going to show that part to you as well. Okay. See, here's the combined files, and it's got all kinds of conversions in here for us to do. And the first thing that we're going to do today is we're going to remove a background from an image. Now, there's a lot of websites out there that will do this. Adobe just seems to do it a little bit nicer. I do use from time to time something called remove.bg. It does a really, really good job, and you can download it, which is awesome. But if I'm in Adobe Express, I'm going to use what's in here. Okay, so I'm going to actually go to remove background. And when I do that, and again, I hope you can see this. Let me kind of look over here. Okay, all right, we're good. We're good. You can either drag a picture in here, or you can search for one. So I'm going to go ahead and click in here, and I'm going to search for one. And I know it's up towards the bottom here. Use this one is what I called it. All right, and here's a picture. Oh, and see, it did it already. I didn't have to do anything. It took out the background of those two lovely young men right there. And now I can open it up in the editor if I want to edit further, if I want to erase a couple of other things or whatever, or I can just download it. And when you download it, it's going to be a transparent background on there. So you can put it up against anything you want, any kind of background you want. You are able to do that. And all I did was put the picture in there, and it did the rest for me. Now, sometimes if the image, if the image is kind of flattened. And what I mean by that is it's hard for Adobe to tell like where the background might be. It might be a little blurry, or you might actually have to go in and do a little bit of editing on that. It's going to be like that, whatever program that you put it in, if it's that kind of an image. But most of the images that you put in here, it's going to be able to tell using that really scary thing called AI where that background is, and it'll just take it right out for you. So if I go ahead and download that, and it's going to ask me where I want it, I'll put it on my desktop, and that's it. That's it. It's downloaded, and now I can use that. I can put it on a coffee cup or whatever I want to do, and I can put whatever background again that I want to in behind them, because it's transparent. And it's like when you put it like into like a Keynote or Google Slides, you can put different things in behind it, and the only thing you will see are those two beautiful faces right there. Are there any questions about using that magnificent background remover that's in there? That's just one little part of Adobe Express. So let's take a look at some of the other things that it has to offer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click back on that plus sign, top left. Okay, and you're going to see here, edit PDF. All right, I want to show this to you because I think this to me is like why we should be using this. So many times we have issues with PDFs. We can't edit them, or we try to use something online, and sometimes the things that we use don't always work. And I'm just going to tell you straight up that this may not work for every PDF that's out there. But it may be that the background is too busy, or there's too much text, or whatever it might be. So, this works on a lot of different things. But some things it may not work on, but it's a pretty great feature to have. So I'm going to go ahead and click Edit PDF. And again, I'm going to drag. I have a certificate here that was from May. It's got to take a couple of minutes here to do its thing. Hopefully it'll go quickly. A couple times it didn't want to go, and I had to redo it. So, and I think that's just because the network has been a little crazy lately. So, because normally it pops it in right away. It looks like it's having trouble again. And I know it's not my PDF because I've used this PDF. I've actually edited this PDF a few months back. So let's see here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take that one out. We'll put it back in here in just a second. Give it time to. Let me refresh the page here. All right, let's try it one more time, and hopefully this time it will let it go through all the way. All right, I'm gonna try one more time. Here we go. All right, come on now. Don't give us any trouble today. I literally just I wanted to make sure it was working okay, because there's been a little bit of a issue with things uploading, and I don't know if it's not my device. I just restarted. So, but I've had some weirdness go on today, and I know that our network's been a little bit strange. All right, we'll have to come back to that, unfortunately. But I can tell you what happens. It puts a box around the student's name because it was a certificate, and I was able to delete, and I was able to type a new name in there. And lo and behold, it was the same font, it was the same color, it looked exactly like the one that was already there, except this was a new one. And then again, you can download that as a PDF, and away you go. So again, it's got so many great features in it. Another one is combining files or combining files. So like with your PDF, how many times have we wanted to send something to students or even to colleagues, right, in their PDFs? Well, now we were able to combine those together, and we can send those out, and it will combine them, and then you can download them and send them on their way. So it's again, I'm in awe that all of this stuff is now free for us when we used to have to pay for a subscription for a lot of this stuff. So very, very, very cool. Well, let's get into the really, really fun stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here to create, and I want you to look here at some of the stuff that we have to do. We can do posters, videos, web pages. Wait, web pages? Don't we have Google Sites for that? Yes, but the web pages that are in here are really super cool too. But let's go ahead and start with something like a video. if I click video, it's going to ask, it's going to say, okay, you can, has a little tour. It'll show you like how to add stuff in it. And I'm going to tell you that we used to have something called Screencastify, right? And if you've tried to use it recently, you may have noticed, if you have a lot of videos in there, that it's not allowing you to record anymore, or it's giving you some issues. And I'm sorry about that. They kind of just didn't tell us everything. But we weren't going to pay for it again this year, because there were other things that, got to pay Paul, Peter, the whole thing. So we didn't make our subscription again this year. And when that happened, we went back to the free version, and they changed the free version of Screencastify. So now if you've got a lot of videos stored in your Google Drive, Screencastify reads that and says, oh no, you have way too many videos. So we're not going to let you record anymore. And there's a lot of other options out there that if you're struggling and you want to try to record some stuff, shoot me an email and I will show you how you can do that through Google still, but some other programs that will help you. But when it comes time to do the editing piece of that, sometimes those online ones don't, they don't work so well. But this one here in Adobe Express works really, really well. So you can upload video straight from your device. If let's say that you had some video you caught on your phone and you were able to download it to your computer or share it out with yourself online, you can actually take that video and put it in here, and then you'll be able to clip it with these little sliders here. You can play it and see how it plays. You can even put some music in behind it if you want to. So this has got a lot of great features in it that will help you and your students make videos. And they also have some stock video that's in here already. So if you want to start them off with something easy, have them get a little piece of video. Let's see, here's one. I think I just drag it in here. There's my video, and it's 15 seconds long. Okay, and you can see that it says add scene. It's not going to like cut me off at any time. So I can actually go in and add more and more and more pieces to this video, or I can even do some layering if I have some. Maybe that's where my image that I took out the background, I could put that over the top of this, and so it would look like the background was moving. Of course, it would just be a still picture, but I can do things like that as well. So pretty cool, right? I want you to go in there and look at the video. I want you to drag something in. Just take a couple of minutes to do that. Notice you can change the speed. You can change the volume of clips or of the sound that's coming out, the opacity of it. So you can make it look a lot more transparent or full screen. There's a lot of stuff in here. And all this, again, this is free. This is stuff that normally we have to pay for to be able to use. So just take a minute or two and go in there, drag a video in just to see how easy it is to go in there and clip it. And if there's something you're not sure on, give me a holler. I'm going to be right here, hoping that somebody will pop in that mic, or if there's any issues. Even if there's not any issues, I want to hear if you think it's awesome or not. All the things you can add. Wow. This one's new, by the way, to remove the background of a video. So let's say that I guess if I'm recording like in front of a green screen, I could remove that background, and then I can put something else in behind us, make it look like a big dinosaur's chasing us, or that whatever this is here is behind us. So there's a lot of things, and I'm seeing more and more because I've been in here quite a bit, and some of this stuff is brand new. Wow. Are there any questions? Any ahas so far? No? Yes. This is for editing video. Yes, you can actually create new videos with this as well. It's got all kinds of anything that you put in there. You can't record yourself on it. So you already have to have that part done. But like I said, there are other ways to record online. You could do Flip, that used to be Flipgrid. There's a ton of online places for you to record yourself or record students. I think one of the easiest ways is with the phones. Most of our students these days have some kind of device that they can record off of, whether we have an iPad in class or a phone or some kind where we can do some recording and then pop that video into Adobe Express. Does that make sense? Can you email me some notes and instructions on recording the screen? Yes. There's one. It's called Screen Recorder. If anybody else would like that, I will send that out to you. Also, I'll even put a link in there, like where you can get it. It works really, really great, and you don't have to worry about being cut off for like Screencastify. So, unfortunately, it was a great program. Loved it. It's just not working for us anymore. So, any other things here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Misha. So it's unlimited. For a teacher's account, I can have 50 videos that I've uploaded and edited, or is there a limit to this?
As far as I know, there's not a limit. I hope I'm not misspeaking. I mean, I've played around with there's one, like I said, called Screen Recorder. Are you talking about Adobe?
I'm talking about Adobe, yes.
Okay, yeah,
I can
Adobe,
screen record on my computer, but I'm just wondering how many I can upload. And if there's,
you know what? As far as I know, because I guess I had an account from way back. I didn't even remember that I had an account, and it merged all my stuff together, and I had all this stuff, and it was like from, I don't know, 5-6 years ago when it was just the Adobe Spark and other names that it went under. So I was kind of surprised that still had my stuff in there. So I figured all that was long gone. So I think it's going to keep it. Again, I don't want to misspeak and say, oh yeah, you have all the space in the world. I mean, I'd be a little, watching it. But again, if you can download everything, my whole thought process is, well, you know what, if I don't have enough space online, I'll download it, and then that will give me more space online because I'll have a copy of it, or put it in your Google Drive, or wherever it is that you need to put it. So
Misha, and I'm sorry, this is kind of on another note. I was wondering, do we still have Lightspeed, or was that something that the budget couldn't afford?
Lightspeed, that was a campus thing. Are you talking about the one where you can see the kids? Because there's two different Lightspeeds. There's one that's more with sound related, and then there's one for the computers. The way I understood it is that at the district they said that they weren't really keen on having the campuses pay for that anymore, because we have a couple of other things that we can use here at the district with security wise. We've got something called Securely, and then of course then there's Gaggle as well. So we have these two other options, and I know it's not the same because you can't see everybody in the class, but that again didn't come from us. That came from the powers that be, and I understand. We're having to cinch that belt up a little bit, but I know that's not as supported as it used to be at the campuses, and I don't think they'll allow anybody to purchase it at this time. So, but now I understand. It's another way to really monitor students.
Nasha, what about I wasn't sure it was my computer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Nasha, what about the length of a video?
What about the what?
How long the video should be?
Oh, how long the videos? I'm not sure. I did several videos in here just to kind of test it out, and I had I did some that were 5 minutes, some that were a little bit longer than that. So, and it was taking everything at that point. Okay. And then you'll be able to download those and have them for your on your computer. And what's really nice about it, and let me get back in here, is that you can actually share all of this stuff out with a link. Imagine that. You don't even have, you can just leave it in at Adobe, and you can share things out with a link, which is really kind of nice, because now you don't have to, download it if you don't want to, and it's something that you've been working on. You can actually share it out with a link. And how do you do that? Right here, where there's the download button. That I could download this if I wanted to, if I was finished with it. If I click on the share button, it's going to say I can invite collaborators, I can publish it to the web, which is how you get the link, or I can put it right into Google Classroom. Yes, it makes that connection for you since we used our Google account. So there's a whole mess of ways that you can actually share this stuff out. If I click publish to the web, I'm the author, and then I'm going to get the publish link. When I get the publish link, it's publishing it right now. It takes about a minute or so to do that because it's got to create the unique link for my presentation or whatever this was going to be. This is just a, just something that I'm doing right now. I'm probably going to, get rid of it later. But once it's finished publishing, then it's going to give me a link, and I can share that link out. And anybody who clicks on that link will be taken to the video, like to watch it. So that's great. I don't have to, do anything. And again, you saw where we could just send it to Google Classroom. So that way, if I had something that I wanted for my students or that my students had for me, I have an assignment and I'm asking them to turn it in. That's a great way because now I don't have to go searching for all this stuff. If they send me the link, I click on it, I'm able to see their project, and then I'm able to grade it right then and there. Give them a grade in Google Classroom, give them comments in Google Classroom. It's all connected. So it's much, much, much easier. It says my link is ready. I copy the link and boom, I can just put that link anywhere because it's been copied. So does that make sense? We're good there? All right. So this is one thing, video. So we've talked about video, removing backgrounds from images. Hopefully that PDF thing will work in a little bit because I just think that's such a great tool to have. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click out of video, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and go back to, I'm going to click on the little A here. It's going to take me home. Now I'm back home, and you can see here, they've got stuff for social media. I know they're trying really hard. We were trying to promote our campuses. We're trying to, get a better points of pride. We're trying to get those kids to come to our campuses. And one of the things that we can do is we can create social media posts, right? So if I click on social media, it's going to tell you, okay, well, here's some things, and they're already formatted for these particular social media platforms. I'm not a big fan of TikTok, but they have where it'll put the TikTok video exactly in the size that you need for a phone or whatever that they use. They have the Instagram, of course. They've got Facebook posts, Instagram Reels. I mean, you can just go on and on and on and decide, okay, this is what I like, and it has the parameters already set. So all you have to do is add your stuff. You don't have to worry about is this gonna work on Facebook? Is this gonna be too big? Is this gonna be too small? Is my header gonna work? It's already set up for you. All you have to do is basically click on it and say, okay, I want to do a Facebook ad. I can create it from scratch, or I can browse some templates. They've got all kinds of already pre-made stuff in here that you have access to. So, which is, again, really, really nice to have. So, and this is, again, just one little thing. If you want to go to Twitter, I know everybody's doing Twitter. I guess it's not really called Twitter anymore. It's X. If I click on Twitter, it'll show me how I can make a Twitter video and all that. Again, those parameters are set in there for you. All you have to do is add your stuff. Or your students could add their stuff as well. I'm going to go over here to education. All right. And we have posters, we have videos. I'm going to go ahead and shoot on this web page here because it works just like the video did. And I'm going to click on it, create from scratch. And what it's going to do is you make a title, you can have a photo, a cover, or almost like a split screen if you want to, and then you can add all of these features into this website here. So you can add photos, text, buttons, and the buttons can take you. You can put links on them and they can take you other places. You can add video. A photo grid, which is, like a collage. So there's a lot of things that you can add on here. Now, it's not as encompassing, I think, as Google Sites. However, if I wanted to give an assignment, I could say, okay, you're going to create a website of, about you. I want to know about you. I want to know, your favorite foods, or I want to know what you think about this book, or whatever it might be. They can come in here and do that. And then again, once they finish, they click on the share button to get that link, and then they share that link out. And then somebody who goes in, they will see the finished, polished version of it. Now it looks really nice when it's all done, because Adobe with the images and stuff, everything is always going to look nice. So this is just another way that you can get your students involved, and it's not going to take up space on your hard drive or anything like that. It's just a link. So, and again, sharing it out with Google Classroom, that's always a must. All right. And we also have, where they could do infographics. I've done an infographic here before. I'm going to go ahead and browse the templates here just so you can see where you can start with for your students. If you wanted to give them an assignment on something with infographics, all of these that you see here on the side are just templates that you can just pop in there, and you can customize them as you like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. Okay. And so now I can go in here and I can edit the words. I can edit the background. You can see here the fill is blue, but I could change that color if I wanted to. I can move some of these images around, so I can get as creative as I want with an already made kind of product that I can just kind of look, take from and make my own. I know where everybody's worried about that, that chat GPT and all of that. If we use it in the right way, where we're asking questions to get ideas, to me, like that's what we're doing here. We're getting an idea of an infographic of what we'd like it to look like, but then I'm going to completely change it up to make it my own. And that's what I would recommend, if you're going to assign this out to students, is what I would do. I would want them to make it their own. And again, there's that share button, or they can download it. And when they download it, it will download as a PDF. So maybe this is something that you're going to make infographics to put around the school for a particular topic. You can, I hate to say it, print these out if you wanted to. I mean, if you needed to put them up and around. There's a lot of ways that you can use the stuff that's in here. Again, I'm very excited about Adobe Express. I'm sorry if I'm overly excited, but it's to me, this is something that yes, we have Canva. Canva is wonderful. I just think this does a lot more than Canva does. Every day though, Canva's coming up with more stuff. I'm thinking there might be like a little bit of a competition stuff going on here with them, but I really like that it's all here, and we can just get right in with we will be able to get in with Clever shortly. They're working on that piece, but again, they just have to go in the way that we went in today, and then they'll be able to go in and look around and create stuff. Any questions? We're good. Any comments? All right. Quiet group today. All right, so also you can do presentation. So this is a lot like Google Slides, all right? And again, they have lots of templates to choose from. There's a whole bunch more. Look at all this stuff. Graphic organizers, there's flyers. A lot of times we have things that go out. This is actually how I created the TacoBout Tech Tuesday flyer that went out. I went in here, and I will say I did use another application. I had to app smash a little bit, and the reason I had to do that was because when you do a flyer, it's not going to allow you to put links within the words, which is a shame, because when you make it a PDF and then you click on the links or some of the words, and then it'll take you somewhere else. So I actually had to do that on I did that on my desktop with Keynote, and then I was able to push it out as a PDF, and then the wonderful people upstairs who do our mail admins, they're the ones who sent that out for me. So that's how I did that. I did a little bit of app smashing there, I'm not going to lie. But it does have a few limitations with that as far as that link component, because I really like having that. So if I'm going to create something and I want to give people more information, I always want to send them to somewhere to, where they can get more information about it. And unfortunately, it didn't allow me to do that, but I was able to make the really cool taco and the blue and the green and all of that. And then I was able to download that piece, and then I just added the words using another program. So again, it's another skill we have to learn, use different tools. So, but there's a lot. Even look at that comic strips. They can make comic strips. And then like with images, animate from audio. Like I said, that one's new. I need to check that one out. Edit the PDF, which we've tried to do a couple of times. And I'm going to go ahead and try again. Hopefully this time it will it will do it correctly here for us. Come on, it should already be up. Because there we go. Okay. All right. So all I have to do is just click in here, and then I can put a different name in here. And all I have to do is click download, and then it's going to download that PDF with the changes that I've made to it. So it's really nice the way it works. You just click into the different areas, and it will adjust for you. Some of it it'll consider it a background. Actually, this part actually is a background, and all I did is put in the names. I did it through a mail merge, so it knows that this is actually text, but this part back here, it thinks that that's an image. So that's again where you have to kind of adjust and say, oh, okay, with a PDF, I can change names, and there will be parts of it that it goes, oh yeah, this is a PDF, and it's better at it than I am about knowing the difference. But it will, there will be a few limitations. It won't be major, but you might go, oh, I wish I could do that. And again, I think it's a little bit better than like Cami, or because this actually is not just writing over the top of it, putting another text box over the top of it. It's actually changing the text. So that's something to consider when you're doing your PDFs. So, and again, that's something we used to pay for. The Acrobat Pro, we had to pay a pretty penny for that, and now we're getting a lot of that stuff for free. So that's why I'm so excited about it. And anytime that we can save money for ourselves and others, I'm all for that. Free is my favorite. All right. Again, we can crop images. You can resize, which is what we could do with a lot of our programs. This one here, convert to a GIF or GIF, or however some people like to say it. There are some programs that will do this. But now I can take images, I can put them together, and a GIF should be anywhere from 10, anywhere from they say about 7 seconds to about 15 seconds. You shouldn't really go over that, because that makes it harder for the GIF to run. But a lot of people, they make things and they put them in their email, or we send them to each other all the time, through text messages. I know, at least my friends do. We enjoy doing that. That's really fun. You find something that's super funny and send it out. You could also convert to an MP4. Really? Think about that. You've got an MOV file, or you have a file that you want to convert to an MP4 is actually a movie file. So you can convert to a PDF. So you convert images into PDFs. You can convert Word documents and other things into PDFs, right? And then here, of course, you can combine the files. So there's a lot of things that you can do once you have your stuff and you know what you want to do with it. But this can be like major overload with all the different things that it can do. And again, here's some more of the templates that they have here. We can view all. Let's see what else we got here. These are all like for posters and things that that we could put around the school if we wanted to, or we could send them out through like a mail admin or through through Google Classroom. So you don't have to use a template. You can start from scratch, but I always say, hey, if I can find something that I would like to use that, but I think the color's wrong, or maybe I want to try something else. That's when you click on it, and then you will have that ability to change things up, change colors. Sometimes, not all the time, you can change the font. You can change the images that are in behind there. You just have to go in and play with it. That's the best way that you will learn it. And speaking of going in and playing, Adobe, if you go to their website, they actually have a class that you can take. I've taken it. I've taken actually 2 of them, and it kind of gets you like a certification. It's free, and you learn all about all the different components of Adobe Express. And now that they've added more, because I took it back in the summer, and they've added so much more since then. I'm probably going to have to take it again just to make sure I got everything down. But you can go in there and take the class, and you actually have to send some stuff to Adobe, they actually do check it, and then they get back to you and they say, hey, you know what, you got this badge and you got a certificate. You know, you put all the work in, and as long as there's about 4 or 5 different things that you have to do, and they get checked off as you upload them and or add them based on a link to Adobe. So there's something to think about as well. Just going in there and learning more, just so in case you want to become a guru of Adobe, you know, hey, more power to you. I think that's where it is. Again, I can't stress enough about how the creativity. I mean, I'm looking at some of this stuff and I think, how am I to have this? If when I was teaching in the classroom, even for little first graders, I could see, you know, working on something like this, you know, having a group of kids work on something like this together. Hey, look at over here, you know, we could do this, and then sharing, they could share it out with, you know, with each other to collaborate together on a project. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. Any questions, anything you would like to see? Because we're down about 20 minutes.
Yeah, Misha, I do.
Yes.
Okay, so I got excited because you said webpage.
Yes.
So I started looking. Are you able to change like the background color as you're building your web page?
You have to like add stuff to it. It's again, it's not as intuitive as say like Google's Sites is. I can go in here and double check, as I had to make a web page for this for the certification. So you add here, when you add your title, you either add a picture. Okay, and they've got all kinds of pictures in here. I'm just going to put this one in here, maybe. There we go. I put a picture in there, and then it's going to ask me, okay, I can replace the picture, I can make the focal point, I can move the picture around a little bit. You kind of have to use images and or back, you know, you can actually make some backgrounds if you wanted to, and save them as images on, you know, right there within the program, and then use some of that. It's not going to allow you like to change color. You're going to have to like add stuff. Does that make sense? Kind of, sort of.
Yes, but like, okay, so it's going to work like a scrolling web page. So
yes.
Okay, yeah. Because like
I know if you put like the video and you put different things, it's actually gonna get kind of long. That was my one. I was like, well, you know, I'm not so sure.
Like right now, I just did, like, I typed out the word library and I took a screenshot and I inserted it as a picture, but I can't resize the picture.
You can actually make the focal point, change the focal point a little bit on the picture, but
speak English. What?
All right. So one thing that you can do to see how everything looks is if you click on the little eye in the above, it's going to show you what it's going to look like. And if the picture is not quite right, what you could do is you could probably resize the picture and then try to put it back in. I know it's a little bit of work to do that. So,
but there's no option to put you can put one picture side by side.
For the title of it, no. You can do that down below here. You can put things side by side. Not a whole lot will fit on there, though. You know, like within Google Sites, and I hate to have to keep going back and forth, but with the Google Sites here, you can put like an image, and then you can put some text like above it or below it. That's where it gets a little tricky, because you can only put a couple of things side by side, and then it goes down to a next row.
And so that under photo grid?
That is just some of the photo grid. Actually, we'll put your images there, like it's almost like an L shape, and you know, you can put them how you kind of move them around a little bit. But like, let's say if I wanted to put some text, I'm just going to click on here and I put some text in here, or text, right? So then after I put that, and then I want to put, you see how the plus sign is up here and there's a plus sign down here? Yeah. That's probably about all I'm going to be able to, it's almost like it puts it like in between each piece. Yeah, this is more of like for almost like a showcase type of a web page than an actual real web page. Does it make sense? It's more of a, hey, about me, let me show you my creativity, let me show you what I can do, let me show you my videos. Because if I click the plus sign here, it's going to give me all the same options, and if I click video, then it says, okay, you can put a video in here, you're going to need to embed it. So you need to get it. Do you want it to be a YouTube video, or do you want to make one of your own, or put one of your own in there? So in it, it'll again, there'll be text, and then there'll be the video, and then there'll be the next thing. So it's very much up and down, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah. Anybody else? All right. Well, where does my stuff live? So after I start making stuff, you know, where does it go? Yeah, it's going to show me the last couple of things that I've created down here at the bottom. But where's it going to go? Right over here on to the left, you'll see your stuff. I click on it, and it's going to show me all of the things that I've worked on in the past little while. I've actually deleted a bunch of stuff that was in here. But like, this is a project I started on in February of 2023, and all I did was upload a picture. I wanted to see what it was going to look like. And so I'm going to open it up. Sorry, I'm very privy to certain pictures. I'm so sorry. I miss them so much every day. But here's a picture, and now I can resize it. I can add I can do all kinds of things with it just within just one little picture. And to me, I think about these skills for our students. They're really good at taking pictures, and they're really good at posting pictures. But are they really good at editing pictures and trying to enhance those pictures in a good way? That I'm not so sure on, but this is going to help them. And and we all want our kids to have that, hey, I want you to focus in on this, and try to get a one with the student smiling or whatever. So this is a great skill for our kids to learn, like how to edit pictures and video online. We don't often have that. Oh yeah, put your video in there. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's awesome. And then let's go ahead and save it. But now they're going to be able to think about, well, how could I make this picture better? How could I enhance this video a little bit? And Adobe Express can help with that. And again, we're going to do some app smashing. Take a video and flip, and then you card it over and put it in here to Adobe. And then now they've created this awesome video, and now they can come in here and do some editing. They could actually add more than one flip. If they're only like a minute long or whatever, they can add them together and create a really nice video. So there's a lot of opportunity here for our students. And I just think, we want to be as engaging as we can in the classroom. And with all of these great tools that we have, we can actually work on that social studies project, and our kids can show us in a really cool way that what they've learned. I want to make a video about how they wrote the Constitution. Oh yeah, I got that. Or tell me a little bit more about yourself. Tell me what you're very passionate about. Tell me, sometimes we don't allow kids to say as much as what we would like to when we don't have the time or whatever. But this is online, so this is something that our kids could have access to, not just during school time. They could have access to it after school. They could upload their pictures, and these would be great homework assignments, great projects to be working on. And again, if they share out with those collaborators, then they could have more than one person working on the same project. So that's kind of important too. Just like we do in Google, we can do that in Adobe as well. Any other questions or comments? We good? I will say that a few of the elements and some of the other things that are in here, you'll see dollar signs by some of them, and that's because they want you to have that purchase. We've got the free version, and there's so much that, because everything I'm showing you is free, because I don't have an account where I'm paying for. So, but there are see times where you might see something that has like a little dollar sign, and that just means that, oh, that one is for the paid version, and you don't have to even look at that one a second time. But almost all of the stuff that you will see is available, and you'll know right away if it's not available. But I don't think I've run into more than 2 things, looking through everything. So it's great. All right, I'm going to go back home here. Okay, so we've talked about social media, we talked about video, we talked about photos, documents. We haven't looked at those. We looked at them a little bit. But in documents, of course, we've got the flyers and stuff. And I do want to show you with the flyer. So if I can create from scratch, or I can browse some templates. I'm going to browse a template here. And I'm just going to pick one here. Okay. Now this is a flyer. This isn't just like a regular, like a Google Doc or anything. And again, you're not going to use it for that purpose. But the one thing is, again, with the links. So if I click in here and I can start, you know, this is actually new, that you can see it here. Because before, what would happen is when you'd click in here, it would appear up here. And you'd have to type it up here in the top right hand corner, but now they fixed that, so you're actually typing where you want it to go, which is nice. And again, you can get into those backgrounds and change up the colors, change up if there's textures in there, all the stuff that's here. There's a ton. Of course, with a flyer, you probably want to stay away from some of the media stuff, but you can also even go in here and erase, right? And there's my little eraser. And let's see if it'll work here. Let's see if it's not going to work for me today. It doesn't look like it's going to let me work with it. I probably have to have just one layer instead of this. It looks like it has a few layers in there. But again, you can do that with images as well. You can go in and you can erase parts of the image out, almost like, you know, like Photoshop. That's Photoshop. Isn't that by Adobe? I think so. I think that's part of it. So there's another thing that's coming to Adobe Express. It's not here yet. And I don't want to show it to you because it's not here yet, but I do want to tell you about it because it might make some of you a little bit excited. You know how you saw the animations through audio, right? There's another one that's coming, and it's called Firefly. And it's going to be part of Adobe Express. And if you've never seen Firefly, what it is, basically, you're using AI. So you say, hey, I would like a character that is green like a dragon, has teeth, and you go through all these things, and then it creates it for you. And not only does it create it for you, it animates it for you. So it's kind of like that audio where it's animating from the audio, but not just from a song or music. It's actually based on what you are telling it. Now, I do believe you can type in, or you can use your voice in order to get the AI to work properly. And again, we're using that AI to help us to be creative. But I think it's going to be with us for now and forever. So we can't be worried about it. We just have to use it properly. That's all. Any questions? We're just about almost out of time.
Michelle.
Yes.
But we cannot create classes, yeah, here.
No, you don't create the classes here. What you do, well, it's going to actually create the class from Google Classroom. Remember how it links to your Google Classroom? So what you do then is, if you want to share out something with your Google Classroom, when you click on that, then it'll ask you, okay, which of your classes do you want to send this to?
Okay.
And you do, and then it'll be like that, like with an assignment, you know, the same type of stuff. So that's how the classes will actually get in there. You don't actually create your classes in there. You're just like linking everything.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Yes. Anybody else? Oh my gosh, my friend is in here, and I have been like dissing Canva a little bit. I'm sure she's probably wanting to come over and get me. I didn't even know you were in here, Becky.
That's okay. I've been listening in, and I forgive you for dissing Canva, but I will tell you that I already made an infographic just right now with your presentation. I'm printing it up. Let's see if it comes out. But it's Sora statistics. Of course.
Oh, hey, there you go. There you go.
But I made myself an infographic. It was pretty darn easy, and let's see how it came out.
Yeah.
I'll show you when it comes
Adobe,
up.
I mean, I can't get more excited about it. When I first saw it in earlier this summer, because I mean, there was Adobe Spark, and I thought that was pretty awesome back in the day. And then when I start, oh my gosh, no, I probably have to pay for this. Oh my gosh, I can totally do this for free. Are you kidding me? Oh, I probably have to pay for this. Oh my gosh, I don't have to pay for this either. I mean, that's exciting when you don't have to pay for something that you think you might have to. Am I right,
Yeah,
teachers? Am I right?
absolutely.
Again, my
It's
favorite word is
really,
free. Yes, I see
yeah.
some thumbs up going. Yes. Well, we're down to 5:20. So if there's questions, if you want me to walk you through something, I most certainly can. But my whole thing is just get in there and try it. Have your kids get in there and try it, because there's a lot of possibilities for them. You think about how you can connect this to curriculum. I mean, you know, even science, social studies. I mean, again, I'm thinking like videos like, hey, watch what happens when I, you know, add these chemicals together. We're gonna get a poof, and then this really cool thing's gonna happen. I mean, there's so many ways that we can direct our kids to do other projects, because sometimes, you know, maybe that Nearpod, maybe it's just a little dry, and maybe they want to try something different. They want to show you in a different way, and this is allowing them to do infographics, to do PDFs, to do images, to do videos, to do all three if they want, all five if they want, and, you know, app smash, put everything together. And I think that's what our kids need. They need choice, they need voice, and this offers both of those things for our students. I'll get off my soapbox. I'm sorry. I'm just really passionate about, you know, getting our kids to show us in their way, not just in our way.
There's my infographic.
Whoa, that's nice. Look at
You
that.
can't see.
Yeah,
Okay.
your background showing, but yeah, I can
Yeah.
see it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's showing our growth in usage
Yes.
going up this way. So
Well, that's good, Sora, and just a little commercial for Sora for those of you who may have heard of it or maybe not so sure what it is. It's free. One of my favorite words. Books to read. They come from the library, and it's an ebook. And it's only available on, I believe, like smartphones and tablets and things like that. It's also on the Chromebooks, right? And your
you
students
can
have an
access
account.
it from
Yeah.
any device at all. Yeah.
And it's great. They can check out a book, and then they can read it, and it will tell them like how many minutes they read, how many pages they read. It gives all kinds of information. And then our great library coordinator over here, then she can go in and check those statistics and say, hey, wow, our usage is up in Sora. This is awesome. So I like that a lot. So, all right. Well, I think we're about finished here. If anybody wants to stick around, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. But thank you, Becky. I didn't even know you were here today.
Yeah, I saw that Larry wasn't going to be able to be here, and I thought, well, I'll show up and support. If you need anything, I can be your wingman. I wasn't a very good wingman, but
No,
you know.
it's awesome. I was on the Adobe page, so I was very focused there. And then when I came back, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Thank you, Misha.
All right, you have a good one.
That was a great infographic piece. You are so fast. Bye. See you next week.
We'll see you next Thursday. I believe Larry's going to be presenting on Nearpod next Thursday.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
So, yeah.
I love you both.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, that's everybody. I'm going to go ahead and close up shop. All right.